And welcome to another weekly market update from Ashworth Wealth. It's our first one post-election, so have a few things to cover from an election standpoint, but mostly it's going to be about the economy, and it always is about the economy. James Carville, some people hate him, but he said it best. It's the economy, stupid, and elections are about the economy, but the stock market is about the economy to us to for the most part, and everything that we look at is how healthy is the economy. And so all of the things that are kind of happening right now are really things that are a referendum on what the economy is doing. So let me talk a little bit more about this. I had lots of questions leading up to the election about what's going to happen from a stock market perspective. And my standard answer whenever we lead up to any election is that there will be an emotional hit or boost to the stock market that is generally speaking pretty short lived. And then it's the economic factors that really settle in. Well, what did we see? We saw, of course, President Trump, President-elect Trump now, is going to be the next president. The Republican Party is going to have control of the Senate, and as of yesterday, they are also going to have control of the House. So, what does that look like? Well, having one party in control of all of the major legislative and executive branches of government does bring actually some uncertainty. The stock market actually prefers divided government, but this is kind of a second best scenario for the stock market. I'm not talking about political leanings or any other factor. I'm just talking about historically what the stock market likes to see. But what the stock market really likes to see is strong economy. So let's talk about what the economy looks like right now. The economy continues to be, in the words of JP Morgan, where we get some of this information, a straight A student. So take a look. Real GDP, higher than average. Real disposable income, higher than average. Unemployment rate, lower than average. National wages, higher than average. CPI, Consumer Price Index, lower than average. So overall, the economy is really, really healthy. It's in a good place. Now, what does that look like from a stock market standpoint or stock market gains? Of course, we don't have a crystal ball. And honestly, we don't care necessarily. You've heard me say this many times. There's ups in the market, there's downs in the markets. That's just how it works. And we take advantage of them no matter whether it's up or down. But of course, from a psychological standpoint, it feels a lot better when it's up. When it's down, there's actually a lot of things that we can and do in your portfolios to make sure that we get growth out of it when it does rebound. But right now, the economy looks very, very healthy. And so hopefully that will continue. Hopefully inflation will continue to drop, or at least stay steady at this point in time so that the Fed can drop interest rates, which would be helpful across the board. So overall, the election, of course, did have some positive emotional effects. You saw that with the day after the election, stock market jumped big, and the next day it jumped big. But you see that it's kind of taking its breath right now. Things are kind of calming down, and really what is happening is the markets are starting to try and digest what the next 4 years are going to look like, what kind of policies might be out there, what the effects of the new government are going to be. So what we look at as your financial advisors is we're looking at it and saying, okay, the stock market looks pretty good. The economy looks really good from a U.S. standpoint. World economy, it's got some struggles here in pockets here and there, but overall, it also looks pretty strong. So in the short run, of course, we don't really see any reason to make any adjustments. In the long run, we do always take the long view on your money. And so the long view looks very, very healthy. Businesses are profitable. Businesses are trying to innovate. There's a lot of amazing innovations happening in the world right now. And so we keep going forward. Now that the results of the election are, of course, in, we know what this is going to look like. It will alleviate some of the uncertainty that comes along with election years. So now we're just looking forward to see kind of what happens from an economic standpoint. So Should you have any questions, should you have any tax questions as we're coming towards the end of the year, please feel free to let us know. And as always, please feel free to share this with anybody that you think it might be beneficial for. I hope everybody is having a great lead up to the holiday season, and we'll be in touch soon. Take care.